Hello, welcome back to the Highlighted Pages channel. Today we open the gates to worlds where revenge, redemption, love, and eternity intertwine. From the depths of hell to the haunted hills of Yorkshire, from the blazing fields of war to the restless conscience of a soul, these pages hold everything that defines what it means to be human. Join us as we explore 5 masterpieces that shape the very heart of literature. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and get ready, because the stories we're about to revisit are more alive today than ever before. Are you ready? Let's begin our journey. Classical literature isn't just ink on paper. It's a mirror of our existence. Every word, every line, every tragedy whispered through time connects us to those who came before us and to the eternal questions that still haunt the human heart. When we read these stories, we're not just turning pages, we're crossing centuries. So prepare yourself for a journey through the 5 pillars of classical literature. Stories that shaped humanity and continue to echo in the hearts of all who dare to read them. Let's dive into the top 5 classical literature you need to read. Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. In the turbulent backdrop of the American Civil War, Scarlett O'Hara, heiress to a wealthy plantation, watches her world fall apart. Spoiled, beautiful, and accustomed to getting everything she wants, Scarlett is forced to grow up as the conflict destroys her family, her fortune, and the way of life she once knew. Determined and relentless, she does whatever it takes to protect her land and survive, even if it means defying social conventions, manipulating those around her, and suppressing her own emotions. Throughout the story, Scarlett develops a tumultuous relationship with her Rhett Butler, a cynical and charismatic man who sees in her both the strength and the fragility of a woman ahead of her time. Gone with the Wind is a grand portrayal of the downfall and rebirth of an entire society, marked by war, pride, and the struggle for power and love. It is the story of a woman who stands firm when everyone else gives up, driven by a simple yet powerful will to live. An epic about loss, resilience, and the eternal battle between heart and reason. Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. On the barren, windswept hills of Yorkshire stands an isolated house known as Wuthering Heights. It is there that the tragic and stormy tale of Heathcliff and Catherine Earnshaw unfolds, 2 kindred souls bound by a fierce and destructive passion. Heathcliff, an orphan of mysterious origin, is taken in by the Earnshaw family and grows up alongside Catherine, with whom he develops a love so intense it borders on the supernatural. Yet pride, social class, and cruel fate tear them apart. Catherine marries another man, and Heathcliff vanishes, only to return years later, wealthy and hardened, determined to take revenge on all who wronged him. The love between them, marked by hatred, regret, and madness, spans generations, leaving behind a haunting trail of suffering and obsession. The dark moors and the ceaseless wind become living parts of the tragedy, echoing the despair of its characters. Wuthering Heights is not merely a love story, but a reflection on the wild nature of human desire, the power of fate, and the impossibility of escaping one's own passions. It remains one of the most intense and enigmatic works of English Romanticism, a love that transcends death and never finds peace. The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Considered the pinnacle of Russian literature, The Brothers Karamazov is a profound dive into the most complex questions of human existence. The story centers on the Karamazov family, ruled by the patriarch Fyodor Pavlovich, a corrupt, lecherous, and cruel man. His 3 sons embody opposing aspects of the human soul. Dmitry, the passionate and impulsive. Ivan, the rational thinker tormented by the conflict between faith and reason. And Alyosha, the young monk guided by spiritual purity. When the father is brutally murdered, suspicion falls upon his sons, and the crime becomes the catalyst for a deep moral and philosophical conflict. Dostoevsky transforms what could be a simple murder mystery into a meditation on God, free will, suffering, and guilt. Amidst intense debates, hallucinations, visions, and confessions, the novel exposes the vast abyss of human consciousness and the eternal struggle between good and evil. The Brothers Karamazov is not merely a story about a family tragedy. It is a parable about the human soul and its confrontation with the divine. A book that questions everything: morality, faith, justice, and the very meaning of life itself. The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. Edmond Dantes is a young sailor with a pure heart in a bright future, about to marry the love of his life, Mercedes. But his happiness awakens the envy and ambition of those around him: a jealous crewmate, a romantic rival, and a corrupt prosecutor. Betrayed and falsely accused, Dante is imprisoned without trial in the dreaded Château d'If, an isolated fortress in the middle of the sea. After years of suffering, he meets an old prisoner, Abbé Faria, who becomes his mentor and reveals the existence of a vast hidden treasure on the island of Monte Cristo. When the old man dies, Dantes escapes, finds the treasure, and returns to the world under a new identity, the mysterious and powerful Count of Monte Cristo. Armed with near-superhuman patience and intellect, he begins to weave a cold, calculated revenge against those who destroyed his life. Yet as his intricate plans unfold, the Count realizes that vengeance can become a poison that consumes the very soul of the avenger. More than a tale of retribution, The Count of Monte Cristo is a story of transformation, power, forgiveness, and the limits of human nature. An epic of downfall and rebirth, and of a man who dared to challenge destiny itself. The Divine Comedy, Dante Alighieri. Written in the 14th century, the Divine Comedy is one of the greatest masterpieces in world literature. In it, Dante, the author himself, embarks on a spiritual journey in search of salvation. Lost in a dark forest, a symbol of sin and human confusion, he is guided by the poet Virgil through the three realms of the soul: hell, purgatory, and paradise. In hell, Dante witnesses the eternal punishments of the damned, each circle representing a sin and its fitting retribution, a spectacle of suffering, divine justice, and moral terror. In purgatory, he encounters souls still striving for purification, enduring pain yet filled with hope. Finally, in paradise, guided by his beloved Beatrice, the symbol of faith and virtue, Dante contemplates divine light and perceives the harmony of the cosmos. The journey is both an allegory of the human soul and a map of humanity's moral condition. The Divine Comedy weaves together philosophy, theology, and poetry, exploring themes of guilt, redemption, and the power of divine love. It is a profound meditation on the soul's quest for light after wandering through darkness, an inner voyage that continues to resonate across centuries. Each of these books is more than just a story. They are living memories, etched into the soul of humanity. They remind us that no matter the century, we all share the same fears, desires, and hopes. If any of these masterpieces touched you today, if it sparked your curiosity or reignited that flame to read more, take a moment to like this video. It helps this journey through literature reach more dreamers like you. Tell us in the comments, which of these classics moved you the most? Or which one will you be adding to your next reading list? And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, so you won't miss the next deep dive into the worlds that shaped our imagination. Thank you for watching, for thinking, and for feeling with us. Until next time.